What's the reason why you support Trump?
Because I don't support the Democrats.
Why?
Because the DNC railroaded Kamala with no due process. You've been talking about due process?
Kamala. And
Kamala.
80% of the Democratic Party was satisfied with her being the nominee.
No, well, I was in the 20%.
Are you in the Democratic Party?
I am actually, yeah.
Okay, so you were in the 20%. I understand you being in the 20%. Why, as a member of the Democratic Party, do you think Donald Trump is preferable to Kamala Harris?
Because it was my only choice. She was not nominated. I'm not going to do socialism and communism. And see, that's a real dictatorship. You're just telling me this is my candidate.
Okay. All
Same
right.
thing they
So
did with Hillary and Bernie.
can I ask you a question? Can you define socialism or communism?
Probably not properly, I have to get a book.
Could you give me any vague general notion of like what you're referencing when you say socialism or communism?
I'm saying that they tell you who the candidate is. You don't get to vote.
That's not what socialism or communism is. Socialism
I
and
didn't say it
communism
was.
I just want to know, socialism and communism are economic models. So in
Right.
terms of the economic model of socialism or communism, what is that? Because you were calling Kamala Harris a socialist and a communist. I'm asking you, what
No, I'm
is
not.
that?
I'm just saying you didn't give me a chance to vote. I didn't. I can't believe anybody is okay with Kamala being appointed and Biden
Okay,
just
can
being
I ask you a
set
question?
down. Yeah.
When the president steps down or resigns, what happens? Who steps up?
Yeah, the vice president.
Who the was the vice president?
But that was to finish the term, not to be the candidate.
If it's that late, it was already late enough where it is the case
It
that there
wasn't
wasn't going to
that
be a
late.
primary. There wasn't going to
They
be a
could have
primary
had
that was held.
primaries. They
There,
could have had primaries.
there wasn't a need for a primary because it is the case that 80% of the Democratic Party was satisfied with her being the nominee. I agree. It would have
Says
been.
that says who?
Hold up. Let me make a point of agreement though. I agree with you. It would be preferable that there was specifically a primary, but Kamala Harris would have won that primary, and it is the case that Kamala Harris is
Well,
better than Donald
that's
Trump. So
fine.
like
Okay,
regardless.
no. Okay. Obviously, she's not better than Donald Trump because she got lost. She
Oh,
got
really?
wiped
Really? So,
out,
so,
man.
do
It
you,
was a
so wait,
red
so wait, so
wave in the
do you think
in the.
if someone wins an election that they were the better candidate?
I'm just saying the people voted.
If someone
Why do
wins,
you
if some
think you get more
no,
than
no,
one
no,
vote?
no, if someone wins an election, does that mean that they were the better candidate?
Not necessarily, but it was a red
There you
wave,
go.
man.
There you
They
go.
wiped
Okay,
you out.
so tell me why
No,
is
but the
Don? So why
20% was the difference.
why do you
The
think that?
20% was the swung all the swing states. I'm just telling you, the DNC did this. You want to be mad at somebody? Be mad at the DNC.
I am out of the DNC, but like that's a separate issue. So
All right. Well, thank God.
can you please tell me specifically why you think that Donald Trump is a better candidate than Kamala Harris?
I just think it's just like, honestly, what I really think is it's two wings of the same bird. They're both corrupt. It's all about the corporations, and it was just time for a change. That's part of the game. They just flip
If you think
flop,
that
flip
Donald
flop, flip
Trump is
flop.
not all for the corporations, you're delusional. If you
No,
think that
I'm
Donald
saying they
Trump
both
goes
are.
against what typical old politicians have done, then you are delusional. If you think that Donald Trump specifically would have been better for being anti-establishment, you're delusional. Give me any specific basis of policy of things that they advocated for that would have indicated that Donald Trump's going to be better in that context. Give me anything. I'm serious. Give me anything.
Because at least he's up front with
What, giving tax breaks
supporting
to millionaires and
billionaires.
billionaires, engaging in
Exactly.
market
Exactly.
manipulation, lying.
Right.
He's very upfront for doing 30,000 confirmed lies. He's very upfront for lying about the results of the 2020 election. He's very upfront for saying specifically insane things like windmills are causing whales to die in numbers never seen before, that the climate's going to start cooling and that science just doesn't know it yet, that we should look into using disinfectant by injection to fight COVID-19. Right, like this is the guy that you voted for. This is the guy that you support. This guy's insane. He's deluded. He literally
Now,
even.
COVID-19. You want to talk about COVID
We can
19?
talk about anything you'd like.
Was that now how exaggerated and worst case scenario were all the policies on that?
Under
Like,
Donald Trump's presidency,
He didn't want to do it. He didn't want to shut down the economy. He was the first one to say. Then Biden took
Didn't he
over.
say that there should be some level of a shutdown?
Not what the Democrats did. Look at like California
Annie,
governor
thank
as
you
a
so much for
Democrat.
you were saying?
No, I wasn't saying anything. You were interrupting me and reading off nonsense and hypotheticals.
What nonsense hypotheticals are you referencing?
Like when you say, "What if he said this? What if he said that?" Blah blah blah. Like if I meet your daughter at a little league game tomorrow, and I say, "Oh, nice to meet you. You have such a pretty dress on." Or not, all of a sudden I'm a pal. You know what I mean? It's like you
If
guys.
you go up to a 10-year-old girl and you say that you're going to be dating her in 10 years, yes, you are.
That's okay, but then you go into the what if she was 5 and then 15? What? Blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
and you would be a pedophile in both
Why do
the
you
you'd be
need to
you'd
do
be a
that?
pedophile in both those situations.
No, but you don't understand what I'm saying. Trump
You would acknowledge.
buries
Wait, I'm
himself.
just want you know if
You
Joe
don't need
Biden,
to make
if Joe
stuff
Biden,
up.
if it was Joe Biden that said this to a 10-year-old,
He did. He
you would be
sniffed the girl's
you would be
hair.
if it was Joe Biden that said this to a 10-year-old, you'd be running with this and you'd be saying specifically that he's a
No,
pedophile.
he did.
Yeah, you would.
They sniffed his hair. He sniffed people. Like
His
there was
granddaughter.
all that kind of shit going on. What I'm telling you is, you need to know it's a divide and conquer, and picking any side, you're part of the problem.
I'm sorry.
90%. The
You
people need to wake
cannot
up.
show me how they are equivalent. You don't have reason. You don't have logic. You are just giving me a basic thing that can be written in a comment section that has no actual critical thought applied to it. It's just a baseless thought.
No,
Try and explain it.
it's the
Try and
only
explain it. Give me a
thought
single
that's
reason to
true.
believe what you just said. Try and explain what you just believe in right there. Go for it.
Because there's nothing has changed since Kennedy got killed. The division of wealth has gotten
You oh wait.
incredibly it's just the whole
Well,
thing.
then
You
you
just
should. Oh,
look at it.
then
It's
vote
like,
for the
you
guy
don't
that's
even
going to
need
make
any
income
proof.
inequality even worse. Vote for the guy that's going to give tax breaks for millionaires and billionaires while cutting food stamps and Medicaid. 880 billion from Medicaid and over 300 billion in food stamps over the next 10 years.
Well, the food stamps is over the top. You know, like all of that, half of that went to the illegals.
No, it doesn't. Undocumented immigrants, and say undocumented immigrants, by the way, they don't qualify for food stamps. What are you talking about?
Listen, I grew up with Eddie Murphy and Andrew Dice Clay. I'm not, making fun of stuff is funny. It's
Hey,
not
why is it so
politically
hard
incorrect.
to why is it so hard to actually just respect the way that people prefer to be, named? I mean, why is it so hard for you? Like, why is that such a tough thing?
Why do you not mind your own business? Like
It's because I'm up here to mind yours. So answer the question.
Well, no, you don't get
Why
to
is it
mind
so
my business.
sure, why is
Wait,
it
wait.
so challenging
Uh,
for you?
You don't get
I'm
to
sorry.
do.
What does this guy mean? Mind your own business. One, you're on my live. You're in front of what 7,000 people. Right? No, no, no. You're in front of 8,000 people, and you're literally on a
Yeah.
live, specifically talking about what you believe in and saying that people should be ripped out of their communities without due process because you
Not what I
believe a law.
said.
Wait, no, no, no.
I
Because you
said
no, hold up. Because you believe
illegal
in an
is
archaic
illegal.
notion of immigration that specifically limits people from coming to this country, even if they have not committed a violent crime or a bad crime, and wants to kick them out of this country without due process that's ingrained specifically by the Constitution and giving them that right. But you want to undermine the Constitution because you care more about a guy in office who's orange
No,
than you care about the Constitution, than you care about
no,
your own rights.
illegal's illegal.
Due process rights exist for everyone in the country under the jurisdiction of this country.
That's fine. So let them process them. I'm not like you're putting words in my mouth, man. I'm not. I'm as liberal on certain
You're
issues
not.
as you are.
You're
No,
not.
you're not.
Y-
Yeah,
You're,
I
You
you're
am.
voted for Donald
and
Trump. Okay, if you were, then you wouldn't have voted
Dude,
for
I
Donald
grew
Trump.
up in
Sorry,
the
Santana. I want to let you go.
'60s.
I just wanted to clarify that.
I'm Grateful Dead hippie. I'm Grateful Dead hippie. I'm born in the. I grew up in the '60s and '70s.
cool.
I taught
Cool
all
story.
your
What does
people
that
about
have to do with you
liberals.
actually changing with the times? Like
Mr.
what does
Galaxy,
that
thank you,
actually have
thank
to
you.
do with you becoming a better person?
Because you
Are you
guys
still
aren't
stuck
listening.
are you still stuck in the 60s and 70s and you saying you can't grow past where you
No,
were?
you're
Are you still that
blind.
same person that's listening to Ungrateful Dead in the 60s and
No,
70s?
because you're
You can't be a
blind.
better
Because it's all
person?
about money. All they care about is money. If they could make money off of the immigrants, they'll let them in. If they need them to do jobs, they'll let them in. If we have too many, they get them out. Like
You know
what? Use
the
your
We
the
don't
head.
issue.
we don't have too many people. Like, so please explain to me. What are you referencing? There's no specific argument that you have. It's not
No,
economic. It's
well,
not
there you
cultural.
go. I'm
What is
making
it?
your own point for you. Trump's a bullshitter. He for 4 years he said build the wall, build the wall, build the wall. Where's the fucking wall? There's no
But
wall.
you
How come the
voted
wall's
for
not
him.
done? No,
Like you can't sit up here. You can't
I
sit up here on your
voted
soapbox.
against Kamala being shoved down my throat. And I'm
That's
trying
not
to
why you
tell
vote.
you
That's
that's
not why
the
you.
issue. No,
That's
that's the
not why you
root
voted against
cause.
Kamala.
The
Stop it.
DNC
Stop it.
Oh
appointing
my God,
Kamala
Cool.
is your root
this guy's
cause.
following list is diabolical. I'm sorry.
I'm sure.
Why do you follow so many young women?
Because that's what it's about, baby.
Yeah, right there.
Instagram
How old are
models.
you?
Doesn't matter.
He has to be at least 80.
Listen, when you're 50, you'll know
What
you
do you mean it
suck
doesn't matter?
because you don't know. How old are you?
I'm
When
23.
you're 53, you'll realize you're the same exact person. You
If
don't
you're the sa-
you're
if you're the
you're the
same person
same.
at
No.
23, from 23 to 53, you failed at life.
It
No,
If
I
you're
literally.
saying
didn't. No,
Literally.
I
if
didn't.
you're the same person you
No,
were in
I
your
didn't.
20s, you are
I just
absolutely
gave
a
you the
failure.
secret of life.
No,
When
you're
you're
a failure.
53, you're gonna feel like you're in high school. I just gave
That's
you the secret of
weird.
life.
That doesn't mean
That's
you're this.
weird.
Wait. No, you're not gonna feel like you're in high school. What?
Yeah, you will. I'm just telling you. And your ego
How?
is
Wait,
bigger than Trump's.
you feel like you're in
Why do
high
you
school?
need to
Why do you
be
feel
on
like
TikTok every night
That
disrespecting the
is that's just
president of the United States?
why do I go on
that's
TikTok?
That's how
Yeah,
big your
yeah.
ego is.
Wait,
Your
wait.
ego's so big that you're ridiculous. You're I'm better than the president. I'm better. You okay? Become the president, and
this
then
guy is
we
so
won't give a
disingenuous.
shit
Are you
what
saying
you
I
have to
can't
There's
critique
say.
the president of the United States unless I'm president myself? What the are you
No, I'm
talking about?
saying who the are you? You're
Who am
nobody
I?
too.
What do you mean I'm
Oh, you're
nobody?
saying I'm
You waited
nobody?
in
You're
my
nobody
guest box to come speak up to
because
me
you're
on
a
my live.
nobody.
There's literally like almost 9,000 people listening to this live. What do you mean I'm nobody, bro? What are you talking about, bro? You came onto my live. What are you talking about? There are more people in this live watching us concurrently than people who follow you. What are you talking about, Scott?
Scott, I don't understand how you could sit here and advocate for not growing or changing or being a better person. You don't think that that's like, or he's running, but he doesn't know how to leave TikTok. He's absolutely trying to run, but he doesn't know how to leave. He has no idea. He thinks that, hey, Scott, I know you still hear my voice coming out of your
Killing through the
phone. That's not
galaxy.
how you run. I'm still here. We're still here, Scott. You still can't get away from us.
Come back into the app, Scott. Come on, let's have this conversation. Simple
Scott
conversation.
has no idea how to leave. See, that's why you need to be a better person. Actually learn and grow, bro. Like, there you go.